Hi, this is Phil Susan. Welcome to another lesson, another bass video lesson. And today I want to talk a little bit, I want to actually just start by touching on pick playing, because pick playing is as diverse as finger playing, and I think that you can get as much tonal variation and nuances with a pick than you can with your fingers. And I've certainly been playing with a pick most of my life. I think when I started out, the first thing I did was play with a pick, and then I went on to play with my fingers, and then I relearned how to play with a pick and brought in some of those kind of subtleties back in. So, you know, when I very first started playing, this was the kind of pick that you would end up getting. I don't really know what it's supposed to do. It's very, very heavy and very hard, and it sort of contours around your thumb, and you just I don't know. It's very, very cumbersome, and this didn't last very long. I've seen people use other kinds of picks as well. This is quite popular, which is a thumb pick, where it clips around your thumb and sort of leaves you at liberty to do things with your fingers. But again, this I find to be not the best, certainly for me. And I tend to opt for the conventional pick. Here's one of mine. I use Delrin 96 picks. I've been using them since early 80s, and they're made by Jim Dunlop, and these are fantastic. I love them. And basically what happens is that I'm gripping this pick in a way where, if you can see here, it's sitting between my thumb and my forefinger. The forefinger's first joint is usually straight, which allows me to put an awful lot of pressure onto this pick, knowing that hopefully my finger's not going to twist. And the second finger behind is able to support it. And by doing so and keeping a fairly straight thumb and keeping this sort of angle, I'm able to hold the pick quite firmly for great lengths of time. At first, when you start it, you're going to get very, very sore. You'll see as I grip on this one muscle here starts to bulge out, and that's really the muscle that's holding everything together. So when I first started playing with a pick, or when, you know, I basically do something along the lines of this. It was very awkward. I was using the pick to pluck the strings, but doing it as a third party, not as part of something that was integrated into my own hand. So you still see people doing this kind of stuff. I mean, it sounds okay, but what you really want to do is have it as part of your whole physiology, in a way, integrated into your hand. So I'm, generally speaking, very aggressive with the pick, and that's kind of how I get the sound. I like the sound of a string snapping back against the fingerboard, and as we did in a previous video where I was using my fingers to get that kind of sound, I do the same with a pick. And so it's important to notice as well that when I'm playing with a pick, I'm not really playing up and down like this, but I'm actually playing into the body of the guitar and back out again at a 45-degree angle. If I put my hand like that, you should see the kind of angle that I'm indicating. So as I play, for example, a D note here on the A string, I'm actually going up to the pick, playing through, and allowing the pick to go down at a 45-degree angle, allowing the string to snap back up again. There it goes. And so, as I want to come back out again, rather than going up and down, I'm going in and then coming out, snapping back out again. So that's the motion, in to the body and out of the body, rather than down and up. Although that really is what I'm doing. If I indicate a down beat, what I mean is down into the body, and an up would be out of the body. Now why do I do this? Okay, well the reason I do this is because it's to do with string skipping. I want to be able to skip strings. So if I want to play, for example, a D here on the A string, and then I want to play a corresponding octave high, a D on the G string, which will be the 7th fret here, and I want to play those two alternating, it's easier for me to do so by playing in and out of the guitar body than to play just up and down. If I go down, now I've got a problem in skipping over the string to pull back up again. But if I play in and out, and that will become much more apparent if I'm doing faster stuff, or if I'm going. So you can see that playing at something that's quite complex like that, it would be almost impossible to do it with an up and down motion. I mean, I can do it, but it just doesn't have that same kind of conviction. And so I'm able to play like that by using this technique. Okay, great. So how do you sort of practice it? Well, I would suggest probably starting with an exercise where you're actually just going up and down and trying to make it sound as even as possible. I mean, I'm also using this left hand to do some muting as well, which you can hear. As you can see, the left hand is doing some muting. So I would do that as an exercise first of all, and then move it up and down. Move the notes around. Just on the one string, and then you could move to another string afterwards. And there I'm using the alternating up and down motion that you normally see people do while playing a chromatic line as well. That's going to help with your right and left hand coordination as well. I just really wanted to touch on this right now, but there are some very complicated and intricate things that you can do with a pick once you master it, including very, I suppose, jazzy or the kind of lines that you would typically associate more with fingers. You know, if I was playing a line, for example, that we're using some dead notes and using what have you, I can still do that with a pick as well. And you have that expression come out. And the other, of course, there are so many different other methods of expressing yourself with the pick. There's muting the strings, of course, and everything in between that. And I'd like to cover that in other videos. I want these to be quite short and sweet and to the point. So this is really just an introduction into right-hand pick technique. But once again, try focusing on this in and out of the body type motion, and then also focus on maybe the chromatic line. See if you can get quite fluid with that. And then afterwards, subsequent videos will touch upon some other things as well. Playing eight notes very fast, for example, and different kind of lines where you are incorporating hammer-ons and pull-offs with your pick technique as well, so you can bring all of those things together, sort of bring the whole package together. Anyway, hope you're enjoying this, hope this is useful. Check back again and see you next time.